Hey, welcome into the House of L podcast. I'm Laurence. Thanks so much for hanging out. We are brought to you by Remy Martin. Team up with success and excellence. If you haven't checked out the city version, the Remy VSOP, and the Remy in the system ain't no telling. I wanted to talk about bats today because this is like one of my favorite subjects. And like a lot of people, this weekend was really like mind blowing for folks watching the Yankees just batter about the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, can I just say that to me, the reason why Nestor Cortez got blasted had nothing to do with bats. I think that he was scouted really well. I think that he may have been tipping, and Aaron Judge isn't walking around with a torpedo bat. And that's something that you've heard a lot about this past weekend. I know it was inside my group chats. I have a bunch of different group chats, but one of them is with Shakia Taylor, Clinton Yates, and Russell Dorsey. So three people who cover baseball for a living. Now Shake is covering basketball, but you get the point. She's got all of her bona fides in baseball stuff. And here's where I'm at with it. I'm sure that we're going to end up talking a little bit about it on the show today with me and Groats, but my biggest thing was I am shocked that this hasn't been something that's been deeply explored before. Now, I know that maybe 20 years ago, there were a couple guys who were fiddling around with the bat. That's a technology point in the game of baseball that I don't think has been explored enough. That the rules allow for this. Like, it wasn't a big deal for people when we were talking about like the axe handle bats. That's a change in the way that the weight is distributed. I think it makes all the sense in the world. I love the idea of studying a guy's swing. Where does the guy hit the ball the most? If he's okay with the redistribution of the weight and it's still legal, then why aren't more franchises testing this? I think a couple Cubs have torpedo bats too. I am all for it. In a game that's that hard, when pitching is this good, whatever advantage we can give back to hitters, I'm here for. I brought a couple of samples. I still have too many bats. I have too many bats. And anyone that has spent a lot of time playing baseball or softball can probably relate. I'll give you an example. I have had this bat, this Louisville Slugger. I've had this bat for over 30 years. Like, this was even when I was playing with aluminum back then, the aluminum bats in high school and college, I would often use this for batting practice. I love this bat. Like, it's very fond bat for me. And it actually even survived one of my dumbass teammates not understanding how to swing a wooden bat. It's got a little crack in it, but it's still solid. So, if you come through my house, you're going to get it. See, you got the cord out barrel in there too. It's got the good weight. Oh, this just feels right. You turn that label out, you try to hit it on the label, and now the torpedoes are like pew, pew, pew. So I always love this. And thing is, like, this isn't a commercial for the Louisville Slugger Museum, but you should go to the Slugger Museum and see how bats are made. It's fascinating. I do it once every couple of years. It's a great trip. Louisville is a really good town. It's a good food town. And I go every couple of years just because I'm fascinated by the process. Luckily, though, we've got Homewood bats out in Homewood, Illinois. My second hometown. I guess that's, where I went to high school. I've been lucky to get a bunch of these, like the commemorative bats. And last year, Homewood Little League made me a bat. Very nice of them. They made me a bat. And this is just slick right here, man. This feels good. Weight is good. So yeah, opening day 2 years ago. I went to go see Jay Zawoski's daughter Addie pitch, and now she's pitching at HF. Super excited about that. But every hitter that I know has a connection with their bat. Every single one has a connection. Now, I've never used this one. This is a commemorative bat. You're not going to use this. In college, though, and you could hear like just the bats like rattling because there are too many of them. I had 2 different bats, and they were for 2 specific types of days that I wanted to have. My regular bat was a 3330. Like, that is home base. That is comfortable as hell. I love to swing a 3330. That is like when I am in my bag and I am feeling really good. And I like that, you get the thick barrel at the top. This perfect like length for me. Like, this is woo. Your boy was trouble junior and senior year with a 3330. I don't have fun story. Shout out to my teammate and my roommate, Izzy Lopez. I used to have, and players of a certain age will remember, I used to have the 3330. Oh my God. And I lent my 3330 Black Magic to my teammate, my shortstop, Izzy Lopez. This fool, and I say that with all love, was just out. Like, he was like just out. I think he went to a cage and he was carrying the bat, but the bat wasn't in a bag. So my 3330 perfect like Black Magic got confiscated by the police because he's, here's this Mexican Belizean guy just walking the streets of Chicago with a baseball bat. So they took it from him. The other bat I had, I don't have it anymore because most of the stuff I played with, I donated. I pretty much donated everything except for the 2 bats that you see. I had a barely legal bat. And this is what I wanted to get into. I had a 34 and a half, 29 and a half. And back then, the leagues that I played in, -5 was the absolute most you could do. I've seen some people with -7s. So like you take the length and the weight, and if it's -5 or below, you're good. If it's -6 and above, you're bad. Like, you can't use that bat in specific play. Man, you talk about reach. Homie, with that 34 and a half, my plate coverage was ridiculous. That was the bat that I would use to help me regain confidence if I was going through some stuff. That's the singles and gappers bat. That is the duck snort and bloopers bat. I'm just trying to get it through the zone. That's all. I just want to get it right there and have some luck happen. With all of the technology, and that's what stuns me about all of this stuff. What stuns me about the technology with aluminum or composite bats, and obviously things need to change because the action that a lot of bats like this were getting back in the day, man, you end up hurting someone or killing someone, and you don't want that. So then after I was done playing, seeing the way that the composites worked, I thought that was kind of cool. And yeah, they were like, so it felt to a lot of hitters that were using old aluminum, it felt kind of dead. which was the whole point. Like, you weren't supposed to be getting the type of action. But in that world, in prep ball, in college ball, in Legion ball, in high school ball, outside of the wood bat leagues, that's where the bat technology, we were studying and improving and improving and improving. With the wood bats, it was, what type of wood do you want? Do you want maple because it's strong and maybe it's a little more sturdy? Are you an ash guy? Do you like bamboo? So hitters kind of go through that, and you have to figure out, and the smart ones will go all the way to the factory. They'll go and check out the wood and the billets and everything else that has to go into it. But I'm shocked that we didn't get here sooner. This makes perfect sense to me, and I'm not mad about it. I know that there are pitchers. I know there are pitchers in Milwaukee that are furious about this. But this is something that I think needed to happen. And we'll see. Like, we don't have enough data to make any sweeping judgments on what happened this past weekend on these bats. I still, as I said at the beginning, Nestor Cortez was bad, and I think he was tipping, and I think they had stuff on him. That looked like strong scouting to me. 3 guys hitting home runs on the first 3 pitches of the game. That just tells me you knew what was coming. And you were like, oh, all right. Oh, Nestor out here throwing that bullshit again. Cool. And now you're on it. I got one more bat. This one's for softball. This is just an Easton. It's pretty light. And I don't even, the strange thing is I don't hit with this, or didn't hit with this in games for 16-inch. This was just to warm up. Simple. What, 28? Yeah. 28-ounce bat, like just to warm up. And then we had some really good bats overall, and I'd use that for softball. But yeah. See? Too many bats. I have way too many bats. I'm a 49-year-old man that has 4 bats, and I'm done playing. Whether we're talking about baseball or softball. I will say, though, once a year I go and see if I can hit still. So that's this. Once a year I go and get into the 80-mile-per-hour cage. Like, I'll go to Stella's or whatever, and I get into the 80-mile-per-hour cage. My brother, who's not really a sports guy, he will come with me and take swings, and he's like, can you still hit? And I'm like, yeah, I think so. So I'll get in there, and I'll take a few swings. And it usually takes me 1 round to pick up the speed again, and then we let it fly. And there's nothing better than sweet spot. There's not like that feeling. And if you're not a baseball player, if you're a golfer, you can understand this. There's nothing better than when you hit something in the sweet spot because you don't feel a thing. I hit one in that session with my brother where, had it been on a diamond, it would have gone out. Like, we're talking like, like a college field. It would have gone out like left center. I pulverized the ball. And everyone here knows that feeling. When you hit it clean and you got it, whoo! Nothing better in the world. Nothing better. So I am looking forward to more of this. I can't wait for the discussions. Like, I'm reading everyone who's writing about it. I'm fascinated by it. And I'm excited to see where this goes. I hope more players experiment with it. I hope, though, in the season is rough. Like, you kind of want to have that figured out before you leave Arizona or Florida. But people should play around with this. And notice that Aaron Judge doesn't have one. He doesn't need one. Basically, the entire bat for him is a torpedo. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks to Remy Martin for sponsoring us. I will talk to you next time. Peace. Where's my bats?